Welcome to another Success Spotlight with Mailbox Power. My name is Wendy McGee, and I am the Director of Client Relations here at Mailbox Power. And I'm so excited that I get to share our amazing strategic gifting platform. I feel like we're such an innovator in card sending, in business sending, and in teaching business owners how they can really connect personally. For greater customer retention and just for an overall amazing customer experience long term. And I'm so excited to be joined today by Theresa Oshmann, who is a fabulous entrepreneur with a focus on sales and marketing. And Theresa, thank you so much for being our guest today on our Success Spotlight here for Mailbox Power. We really
Thank you so much, Wendy, for having me. Appreciate it.
Yes, I'm so excited to hear more about your story, to hear more about how you've used Mailbox Power. But let's start by tell me a little bit about yourself. I read your pre-interview. So you have a very unique history and a very unique story. Share a little bit with everyone today about who you are, where you come from. Just tell me about you.
Sure. Thank you for asking. I tell people that I am Theresa Oshmann. I am a wife, a mom, and I'm also an Oma, which is Dutch for grandmother. My husband
Yeah.
and I have two beautiful granddaughters. And I also tell people that we're empty nesters, but that doesn't kind of make sense because we share our home with the rescue trio. So our dog and two cats who all came from the same rescue.
Oh, I have a rescue animal too. That makes me so happy. Okay, continue.
They're
That's so
they're
awesome.
the best, and I, made it to the United States in kind of a roundabout way when I was about 3 years old. My parents I lived in what you know now as Serbia, so the former Yugoslavia's communist country, and my parents got a hold of me in the middle of the night, one suitcase, which I still have right behind me. I had a teddy bear in one arm, my dolly in the other, and I have those still. And we left in the middle of the night, got on a train to West Germany. Nobody knew where we were going. And we ended up in West Germany with family. And for a year, my parents worked in a lace factory and submitted immigration papers to the United States, Canada, and Australia. And here are two young people, my mother in her late 20s, dad in his mid 30s, didn't speak anything but Hungarian and Serbian, and in a foreign country as Germany. So they agreed that whatever visa came in first, that's where they would go. Okay. And the first visa that came in was Canada. And the next one was Australia, and it came in the next day. So could you imagine? I would have that lovely Australian accent now.
You would.
But
You would have a lovely Australian
I
accent.
know. So, anyway, we ended up in Canada, so that started a whole journey of, going into a processing camp, which was in the Netherlands, in Rotterdam, and we boarded a ship the year before, John F. Kennedy was assassinated, so just to give you a little bit of
Wow. Okay.
time frame there,
Okay.
and, we took the ship, the Rotterdam, it was her last voyage, and landed in Montreal. From there, our church picked us up, and I grew up in Toronto and went to high school, elementary school, college there. Moved to the United States, uh, got married, had three wonderful children. Sadly, ended in divorce, and I remarried about 10 years ago. So, it's been quite the journey.
Wow. Okay, such an interesting life you've lived and
Mhm.
so many experiences. You should write a book. Are you writing a book? You should write a book, Lisa, about your
I
life.
I'm gonna ask you to help me. No, I'm actually, that some people have suggested that what I am writing is a children's book series called The Rescue Trio to help,
Oh.
to
Based on
help
your cute What is it? One dog and two kitties that you
Two
said?
kitty cats. Yeah, my husband and I have an emerging not-for-profit to help feed animals, and so
Oh,
it would help to feed the pet pantry that we've launched.
okay, I love everything about that. Like your life is so interesting and you're putting your time into so many amazing things. And
Mhm.
being a new empty nester myself, I understand that, like looking for new purposes and new places where you can put your energy and all of that. And so that's really exciting. And so tell me a little bit about, let's shift gears a little to your
Sure.
business. Tell me a little bit about your business, what you do, and maybe you can tell us even how you found Mailbox Power or why you were interested in kind of a direct mail platform or system.
Absolutely. So this year, 2023, ushered in my 22-year career in higher education sales and marketing, and a long time. And I work with a publisher in Texas, and we put out a magazine for high school and transfer counselors. It comes out twice a year, and it's strictly supported through advertising. And when I first started in this business, there was a lot of competition. So there are a lot of people playing in my sandbox, right? And so how do you stand out from your competition, right? And so what I found most effective was staying in touch with my clients and my prospects. Not only back then, believe it or not, we still had dial up on the internet.
I remember that. So,
Oh my God. So, anyway, so people were and email was the big thing, right? I mean, everything was going
yes.
digital, blah, blah, blah. And so what I decided to do was send cards and gifts for thank yous, for birthdays, for holidays, things like that. And using that methodology, I didn't have technology like we have today, right? So I was making the Hallmark store really happy with gifts, my local vineyard, I was sending wine, all those things. Anyway,
Yeah.
didn't have the technology, but even without the technology, I had built a book of business that exceeds over $800,000 in sales annually.
Wow, that's
Okay.
awesome. That is
Yeah,
amazing. Yes.
it yeah, and that's how it continued to grow and blossom, right? So imagine how excited I was when I came across Mailbox Power, and I'm like, "This is crazy. I can do all this online." It still arrives in a real mailbox, right? Not in an
Yes.
inbox,
Yep.
and I set myself apart. My competition well, the whole higher ed landscape has changed, but my competition has dwindled over the years, which is nice, and maybe not for them, but for me. But
Okay.
there's room for everybody, right?
Yeah.
So it's so exciting to be able to have a technology where you can do so much. It's user friendly, it's super easy. And then to have the support of the team at Mailbox Power. Oh my gosh. I mean, I get on chat and it's like within a minute, someone's back to me. It's like, wow, this is really cool. And what really got me was the customization of being able to um, customize the cards. Anything I send, well, for most anything, but the brownies are huge, right? So I can customize the label, and it blows me away, and it blows people that I send it to away. And so at the end of the day, what happened was it became my self-funded marketing platform. And
Mhm.
then it's a business expense, right?
Yep.
So, but my business expense has now become a profit center because what happens when you're sending all this stuff, right? Hey, how did you do that? Where'd you get my college logo? I'm like, yeah, it's on your Facebook page.
Yes, I just did a
It's
little bit of stalking there, a little research on your Facebook page. Yes,
right.
that's
So you're
right.
getting all that on there. And one of my clients is in Vermont, and um, they're an absolutely amazing college. And one last year, maybe the year before, I don't remember. Um, we have the special packaging, that big black box and the
Yes,
beautiful bow.
the
Okay.
boxes. Yes.
So I know, right? So there's three of them on the team. So I work with the vice president of communications and marketing, their director of technology, and in admissions, right? So I put together like that big box. So there was the card, obviously, have to have the card, and then brownies for them, the Belgian mint chocolate truffles, cookies. I don't even know what else was in there. And I sent it off, right? And I totally forgot about it. I did. So, that was a couple of weeks before deadline. So I email over, I go, hey, um, by the way, your ad copy is due to us in 2 weeks. And if you need any updates to your profile, blah, blah. Well, immediately within 5 seconds, it felt like I get an email back and it's like, hey, T, we're on top of it. You'll have your stuff that you need. And oh, by the way, got the box that you sent, put on 10 pounds just looking at it. And yeah,
I
we need to
love it.
talk about doing this for the college, using it at the college. And I'm like, oh, yeah, we should.
Exactly what you just said. Like that, it's so easy to share. Mailbox Power is literally the easiest to share because just what you said, that conversation happens so easily because someone is like, "Hey, wait, not only was that really amazing that you sent that to me and thank you, but how did you do that?" Like that's
Right?
literally
It's
awesome.
crazy.
And it does
And
set you apart. It does set you apart. I hear that constantly from all of our Mailbox Power users, how that literally, and that's what you want. You want to stand out. You want to do something. Well, let me back up just a minute. Like what you said about how you were going to the Hallmark store and you were handwriting your notes and you were sending wine and you were sending, different packages that you were putting together and putting all of that
yes,
time and energy into that. And now Mailbox Power lets you do that, but you can automate it. And we do a lot of the, this side of it to make it easier for you, but the thought is still there. The fact that you took that extra time to do, to send a gift rather than just a short email or a thank you text. Thank you text. I would
exactly.
do all
Yeah.
the time.
Right. No, but you know what the icing on the cake is? That I don't have to go to the post office. I'm not
Yes.
standing it. Oh my gosh, I'm not standing in line. And, it's like, wow, this is really cool. I don't have to go to the post office. Hello and party dance. Yeah, I'm not doing that
Yes.
anymore.
Hello and party dance. I love it. And so I want to ask you, Theresa, you mentioned something in your pre-interview questionnaire. You called it, I think, emotional ROI. And you were talking about the return on investment for, your marketing dollars or putting money into your business. But tell us a
Sure.
little more about emotional ROI. I love that. I love that
Well,
term.
emotional or ROI, and we all talk about ROI like money, right? It's all money,
Yes.
right?
Right.
But imagine creating an emotional ROI where you've got that emotional attachment. People have that emotional attachment to you so that there's no ad, no Google search, no coupon in the mail that's going to take them away from you. So, wow. I mean, what a great way for client or customer retention to have that attachment to you. They're going to remember you. They're going to, I tell people that we all heard the term know, like, and trust, right? And I said, well, that's three, but there's a 3.5. And the point five is how are you, being remembered fondly. And how do people remember you, right? And you stay in front of them and not always marketing to them, but being a resource, sending helpful information, etc. So, yeah, when you have that emotional attachment, nothing's going to take them away from you.
Oh, I love that. And I love how you brought up the customers need to know you, they need to like you, they need to trust you, and I love that they need to remember you. And that's
Yeah,
that's true. And I hear from so many of our customers, so many of our users that, just adding a birthday card and two brownies to what they were sending to their clients increase that emotional ROI. Just adding that one additional, thoughtful piece. I mean, think how many people don't even get a birthday card anymore in the mail. So many people don't even get that. You get
that's true.
1,000 friends on Facebook will say happy birthday to you, but the one friend that took the time to send you a card, that's the friend that you're thinking about for the, 5 minutes while you open it and look at it, and you feel definitely like that real connection. So I love, Theresa, too, that you were doing this long before Mailbox Power was a company. Like you recognize that that was a way that you could really connect. And I guess it seems simple when you think about it, because we all love giving gifts. It's so much more fun to be the
It
giver
is.
than the receiver, right? It's so much
Mhm.
more fun to have that anticipation of, you send something out and someone's going to get it, and they're going to feel great, and that makes you feel great. And I just think it's such a smart use of marketing dollars too, because you brought up the fact that, now you're not the Groupon person, you're not competing on the Google search. You have that actual relationship with that person, and they feel that you take that above and beyond approach to your marketing, doing something that's above and beyond what most people will do. So I'm going to ask you, do you have a particular like sweet story or success story, or a certain customer or user that you just told us about this one, but is there another one that you'd like to share that was just like, you were like, wow, that was an amazing experience using Mailbox Power?
So, a friend of a friend of a friend in a roundabout way, sent, you know how that goes. You just
Yes,
the
I
word of
totally
mouth and the,
do. Which is so awesome. That word of mouth is so amazing for your
it
business.
is, it is.
Yes.
So, it's a realtor, but it's a real estate office. And I got a call from was connected to the marketing person there. Got a call from her name's Sarah. Got a call from Sarah, was interested in Mailbox Power. I sent her an email with some information, etc. And
Mhm.
then I followed up with a card and a blondie. And the card was like, it's actually in our design store. It has, thank you for being, it's got a B and it says being,
I've seen it. Yes. Okay. Yes.
right? That's a
Um,
cute one. So I
such
kind
a
of, but I
cute,
did, what's that?
such a cute card.
It
Yes.
is.
Card.
And so I made it so that it says, thank you for being interested in Mailbox Power. And I wrote a little message and, what have you. And then I put it on a blondie as well. And I sent it. Well, a week ago, this past Friday, I followed up with her and I said, hey, did you get the email with the follow-up? Are there any questions, etc.? And she rattled off a very professional email. And it was, thank you for sending that. This is not something we're interested in right now. We're going to put it on the back burner. And if we are interested, we will reach out to you. I said,
Oh,
okay, I
okay.
get I get it.
You're like, all right. Okay.
All right, I get it. I've been in this long enough. Well, so that was on a Friday. So the following week on Thursday, I'm waiting to have lunch with a friend, and my phone rings, and it's Sarah. And she is so excited. She's over the moon excited because she received the card and the blondie. And she said, I'm in marketing, and this just blew me away.
Ah,
It just blew me away. And she said, this is something we're going to do. Um, let's stay in touch over the next couple of months, and we're going to go ahead and do it. So the power of receiving something,
yes.
because what they're doing at that point, I believe, is that they have an experience, right? And we create that experience. And then that feels really good, right? So
Yeah.
now they want to create it for their clients, and it just keeps going that way. So that was my big like yay last week.
I love what you said about the experience, because that's really true. I think sometimes when maybe people that are watching this have come across Mailbox Power and they're like, okay, that sounds really interesting. That sounds really cool. I would challenge them to test it, send it to a few clients and see what kind of a response you get. Send it out, and just like you did, have that client open that and go, okay, this was awesome. Like, we were joking, and I've told this story before. We were joking in a marketing meeting not too long ago that Justin, who was one of our owners, said he got an actual birthday card signed from himself because it was from Mailbox Power. And he opened it and he goes, "It's so dumb," but he was like, "I was actually like excited to get this card, and I knew it was from myself, signed from myself." There's just it really is true. I mean, I've been with Mailbox Power almost a year, and I get stuff every single week from different users. I'm sending stuff out. It's such a fun, it's just fun. I don't even know.
It
That
is.
seems so silly, but it really is fun. And then to get those, someone called them a love text, I think, like a thank you, I love the gift, after
Mm,
they get it, or, thank you for thinking of me. When I think about the people that I love to do business with, there really is a short list of people that I just feel like go above and beyond. I would never go to anyone else. Like I feel like I just love supporting them.
mhm.
Like they, just like you, Theresa, they're really creating that emotional ROI with me. So this has been fantastic. I just want to ask you, in kind of the last few minutes that we have here,
Sure.
you've given so much great advice, so many good suggestions, shared how you use Mailbox Power. Is there anything else that you would like to share with anyone who's watching this, who's maybe a business owner that's thinking, I have some marketing dollars, I'm thinking about what I could do with them? What would be your advice?
I would say pull the trigger, do it, commit to it for at least 6 months, okay? And
Love that.
s commit at least 6 months, right? It's not a one and done. So commit to at least 6 months and also send it and forget about it. Don't attach an outcome to what you're sending. Once you
Oh,
start
such good advice.
yeah,
Yes, good advice.
once you so marry the process, divorce the outcome, right?
Love it.
And, yeah, once you do I can't begin to tell you how many times, Wendy, I'll get a text message, and I have to go into my back office to see what I sent because I don't remember.
I
I
love it.
don't
'Cause you're
remember.
doing so much. I mean, you're doing, like you just said it. I love it. Marry the process, divorce the outcome. So add
Yeah,
this to your marketing, give it a try for 6 months, see what happens.
yeah.
Like, because, and I can tell you from, I'm here at Mailbox Power headquarters, and I get to see all the amazing projects that go out and cards that go out, and the way
Oh,
that
yeah.
people are using our system. And every day I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so creative, or oh, that's so fantastic. And even just like simple things, a card and a brownie. I'd start with a card and a brownie, or a card and a blondie
Always.
like you did. That's an easy way to get started.
Oh my
So
gosh, it is, and I bet I get so jealous with you being there and being able to see all that. So
I do get to see fun things, and I get to see the fun things that are coming. We have some amazing products coming, and some
ooh,
amazing things that will be able to add to this, array of gifting products that we have in this, business gifting system. So
that's
Theresa,
exciting.
you're so awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, your testimonial of Mailbox Power, what it's doing for your business, how have loved it. You're a perfect example of someone who is sending gifts, sending, or cards and gifts, and then, also just utilizing the system. So if you're on today and you're watching this and you're thinking, what, I would love to do that, just like Theresa, you can go to mailboxpower.com. You can get started, and you can, start seeing those smiles come through the text, and feeling, your customers really feeling the love of Mailbox Power. So
That's
Teresa,
true.
thank you again. I appreciate you being on today, and everyone that's watching this, thank you again. Check it out at mailboxpower.com, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
Thanks, Wendy.
Bye bye.
Bye.